Morning. Welcome to day 9. Whew. Tomorrow means we're going to be in double digits. If you look at the trailer, that black tarp on top of the trailer, we got a little bit of frost last night. She's a cool one this morning. Yeah, we don't want to, I don't feel like messing with that today. I think I am going to get the little tractor and get it hooked to that wagon, and I might be able to go out and plant cover crops this morning. I probably ought to shoot out there just to see how muddy the field is first, but I can still get that thing hooked up and get it ready to go, and then kind of go from there. That back tire I aired up. We filled this with wheat seed Saturday, and I noticed that tire was low, so we filled it up at the farm I bought the wheat seed from, and now it's low again. Sounds about right. I picked the wagon with the low tire. It's Monday. Alright, we're getting ready to go into the field here. This approach right there, driveway. We're going to see if there's any flying geese out here. Flying rats is what we call them. Whew, that sun is bright, and I forgot my sunglasses in the pickup truck. Look at them all. Look at all these flying rats. Should we bum rush them? They're not in season right now. Let's go. I had to bend 50 of them. It's ridiculous. Maybe even 60. Garbage. All right, enough playing around. Let's get this seed planted. You know, normally I wouldn't spread leaving that, but this is a headland next to the woods that's on the south side of the field that's always wet, and they're talking more rain tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna just ignore that, because the rest of the field when I went into it over there was pretty solid. But anyway, we got to do our math. Right here is a chart of where you should open your gate, have your gate open to. And right now we've got wheat, which is about 60 pounds per bushel. And we want to put down 1.5 bushels, 1 to 1.5 bushels. So at 60 pounds, or 60 pounds per acre, so with this gate open at 1.5 inches, it's going to plant 100 pounds per acre. At 2 inches, it's going to plant 140 pounds per acre. And we want to do 1.5 bushels at 60, so you're looking at about 90 pounds. So we want to, let's try it at 1.5 inches. Maybe. Does that look pretty close to you guys? Alright, we'll give that a whirl and see what it looks like. So I'm going to make it down, pass it down the field and back, and kind of get out and look, see what it looks like. I'm guessing this is going to spread about 30 feet, but we're going to check that here shortly. I'm thinking that's good coverage. I'm seeing wheat seed here and there. There. I mean, that's all. That looks like a good thickness. And it looks like my overlap is a good coverage. So I'm gonna just run with it, I guess. And kind of hope for the best. It's hard to do this with a spreader that you don't own, you rent these. So many different farmers use these spreaders, and I mean they get worn out and beat up and not taken care of real well. This one seems to be in a decent shape, but you know, you get what you get when you're doing this kind of stuff. So the good side thing is this is only a cover crop. This is being planted to prevent soil erosion throughout the winter. So it's going to grow up, you know, about yay tall and help prevent soil erosion. And then in the spring, I'm going to come in, spray it, kill it off. We're going to work it under and plant soybeans again. So I'm going to get rolling on this. I'm going to show you guys. This is a classic example of what I'm talking about for soil erosion. This is like the downside of a hill. You can see where throughout the spring or throughout the summer we got heavy rains, and it created gullies here. This is soil actually eroding off the field and going down there, and that's what we want to prevent from happening. You can see there's a big one starting there, and we're trying to, by planting a cover crop, we're trying to eliminate that. And granted, it seems wasteful because you're planting a crop to prevent this, but in the long run, the grand scheme of everything, the top 6 inches of your ground is your subsoil, or is your actual organic matter. So by that soil eroding off, you're actually losing all of your fertilizer, nutrients, and everything that your plants need to get a healthy crop out of. So we are actually adding organic matter to the soil, as well as preventing soil erosion. Make sense now? I hope so. That's the best I know how to describe it. And we're off again. I had to grab a quick thumbnail for, you know, YouTube video and all. But I'm about almost halfway done with this field already, so it does go quick. I'm traveling 7.5 miles an hour. The beauty of this spreader here, you can go as fast as your butt will sit in the seat, but we're not in no big hurry right now, so I'm just plugging away. Alright, I got the big tractor out of the corner. Now I've got things warming up so I can move them, so I can get that tractor hooked to the plow and we can start putting new plow points on. Alright, I got everything moved. So now, let's hook this bad boy up to that chisel plow over there and see if we can't get some points fixed, or changed, or switched, or however you want to say it. Now, what are the chances the hitch height is correct, meaning it hasn't sunken in the mud at all? Wow, I'm impressed. Now to see if it's lined up. That don't happen there very often. Now let's see if we got hydraulics hooked up right. The window's dusty in this thing from sitting in the barn. That one's correct. Does look like we got a low tire there though, but I should be able to get it to the barn. Two low tires. Good. I was afraid I was gonna not have to deal with tires today. Awesome. Alright, let's start whipping this thing into shape. Took a little persuasion, but I was able to get all the teeth and points off of it. What I was using was the 1/2-inch drive 18-volt snap-on battery operated impact wrench. I like that impact wrench. It's got a lot of torque and a lot of hammer power, but it's heavy. So like when you're in awkward situations, you have to rest your arms. It's quite a bit to hold up there and hold it in order to hammer on a bolt or nut or hammer off a bolt and nut. I mean, other than the weight of it, I can't complain too much about it. It's pretty decent, and it holds a charge for a long time. I'm impressed that way also, but it is a pretty heavy. So I'm going to throw those old points in the scrap bin, get these shafts kind of cleaned up because they've got some dirt built up on them. Get those kind of cleaned up, and then we can start throwing on the new Richmond Brother points. So I think what I might do is I might set up a time lapse putting the points on, and that way you guys can, you know, see how it works. All right, I did test fit one. It fits really good. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse, and you guys can watch me put the rest on the main frame here, but we won't do the wings just yet because, well, once you see me put these on, you'll get the drift. You get the gist of it. But I'm impressed with the fit of these. I'm actually thinking they're gonna do a really good job. I'm hoping they're gonna do a really good job. So we'll see. I gotta do another video for Richmond Brothers on these points when I actually sink it in the ground and start plowing with it. But I think and I'm hoping I'm gonna like them. And the reason I say I think I'm gonna like them is because of the fact that I haven't found a product yet from Richmond Brothers that I don't like. So I think they're gonna do what I want them to do. All right, enough of me babbling. I gotta finish this thing up. The plow is officially ready to roll. It's greased. All the points are changed. Tire pressures are checked and aired up. Now, providing those other two tires don't slowly leak down, we might end up putting 4 new tires on this thing in the near future, but we'll see for now. We'll see if those stay up. But At any rate, I can pull this out of the shop now and get the floor cleaned up because it's a mess. And then once I clean this up, I might go check some beans. I highly doubt I'll be able to run beans, but you never know unless you check, right? I think I'm gonna pull into the field here, drive back to the combine and see if maybe we can cut some beans. I kinda am in the mindset I don't think we're going to be able to, but it's worth trying, I guess. I also just had a gentleman private message me on Facebook. He is a marketing, I don't know, some marketing expert. And he says if I market my channel, I will get 100% growth where I gain more views and more subscribers and everything else. And he's from Bangladesh. And I got thinking to myself, I told him thanks, I appreciate it. Or thanks for the advice, I appreciate it. And then after that, I got thinking about it. The guy's in Bangladesh. Obviously, he saw my channel. So, what do I gotta market? If they saw me in Bangladesh, I'm getting out there, right? I don't know. I also was kind of thinking to myself, what is there to market? I'm just some guy babbling into a camera. Whatever. Let's check some beans here. Nah. They're close, but they're not there yet. I think it's what, 2 o'clock right now? Let me check. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. Maybe I'll try them in a couple hours. Maybe they'll be ready then. I don't know. It's in the air. It's just so cool out right now. The sun's great, the wind is great, but the cooler temperatures kind of slows the drying process down. But we'll give it a little time. I just checked the beans. I stabbed into them with the combine and they're at 14%. So by the time I get back to the farm, start the semi, let it air up and get back out here, they should be good to cut. We're cutting. At least get a semi load out before it rains tomorrow. I'm currently unloading my second load, but I had a bearing go out on me. That green box there, that is a blower system that runs air through that silver tube there, which helps push beans inside the inside of the head. That way material doesn't build up on the head, and it just keeps a nice even flow going into the machine. Well, I had a bearing go out of that, so I disconnected it, so now I'm cutting without it right now. Not an ideal situation, but people cut for years without that air reel system, so it can be done, and that's what we're doing. But so tomorrow it's supposed to rain. Wind tomorrow, I don't know, but I'm going to pull that in the shop and replace that bearing when it rains. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a day as far as filming because my battery's about to die on the camera and I didn't grab a spare battery today. So I'm going to keep cutting here and I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.